So you got to be a part of this program, you graduated, and then what happened?
I got my welding certification. I went to that program.
Okay.
And I was the first one to do that program. That was outside at the campus. I got to go to Ivy Tech campus. And
Okay.
I was the only woman in a room full of men that, that, I didn't know nothing about welding. I had never picked up a welder before.
Okay.
And at first, the first class was like, oh, I'm not going to talk to anybody. I'm just going to sit here and do my work, do what I'm supposed to. And then I bonded with these people. And, I still talk to a couple of them. After that, I got a job at a place called Roto in Madison. And then they laid off their metals department, and I was heartbroken. So I went to work one in Madison, and I applied to every job I could. And I remember applying at vehicle service group. I was like, I'm not going to get this job, because one of the workers at the correctional facility, her son had got a job there a few years back, and I remember it was just a big to-do. Like, she was so excited because it was the greatest job in Madison. And so I applied, and it took him a while.
Okay.
So a month later, I got called to my caseworker's office, and they're like, VSG called. And I was like, okay. So I called him back, and I was talking to the lady, and I was like, okay, well, what time does the officer need to come pick me up? And she said, what? What'd you say? I said, oh, I'm sorry. I'm in a correctional institute, in a work release program in prison. And she was like, hold on a minute. And I was like, no, hold on. Let me tell you something before you go talk to your boss.
Yeah.
I said, let me tell you that I will be on time every day. I have no choice. I have the best transportation. I said, I will try harder than anybody you're going to bring in here, because I feel like I need to prove myself. I said, I'm AWS certified for welding. I said, I'm a certified through MSSC as a production technician. I said, I'm OSHA trained. I have my 10-hour OSHA certification. And I said, I will be the best employee. I will work 10 times harder than anybody else.
What was her response to that?
She went and talked to her boss, and she came back and she said, can you be here at 1:30? So I went in there. I was nervous. I'd never done a panel interview. And I just told him. I told him I wanted this more than anything. I craved this job, and I promised I would do better and that I would impress him. And so far, so good.
That's great. And how long have you worked there?
It'll be 2 years in November.
That's great.
Yep.
Excellent. So you had your first job lined up as you were coming back into the community, and did you have that lined up before you were able to be outside of were you on parole at that point, or how did the timing work out?
When I got out, I applied for my CTP, which is a Community Transitions Program, and I got out 3 months earlier than my release date. And I already had my job.
Okay.
They gave me that day off. They asked me if I needed more time off to adjust, and I didn't. I wanted to jump right in and get a routine going.